joined the country club. And
The country club?
When did you join that? Do you remember what year that was? I can't remember. You would go dancing every Saturday night.
It's been about maybe 35, 40 years ago.
Let's see, I can't, I don't have anything to base that on. I'm trying to think how old I was when you guys joined. I was in high school, I think, when you joined that, which I graduated in 56, so it was probably, maybe you could join in 52, 53. Would that be right? 54?
I imagine so.
Because I remember taking Ron out there one time after I met him, and that was 58, so I know you belonged there.
Yeah.
And then do you remember some of the people that used to sit at your head table at the club that you danced
Yes,
with? All right, who are some of the people? Do you remember? You all sat at the same
They're
table.
all dead, my friends.
Mom, everybody's dead over here, friends. You outlived them all.
Out at the club, you know.
And what were their names? Do you remember?
The what?
What were their names? The people that sat at the table. Who sat with you?
Let me see.
Can you remember?
Helen Mooney.
Yeah, I remember the
Helen
movies.
Mooney and Regina Thurston and her husband and Narma.
Yeah,
and
Norma and Lloyd would come out.
And Harold, the one that's got the what do you call pizza place? I forget his name. Mooney and Mr. Mooney and Miss Owen and Mr. Owen.
Well, you had a lot of people at your table.
And they're all dead.
Yeah.
But me.
Yeah. I know. That's amazing, isn't it? Well, Mom, you're 100. These people didn't quite make it to 100 like you did. Now, did they have bands at the club, or did you have recorded music? Did they have a band that would come and play?
Yeah.
Do you remember who they were? You remember any of the bands?
Yeah, the Kruger, Frank Kruger,
Frank
his
Kruger.
band, and what was his wife?
Can't remember it?
I can't think.
I think that's
of the
great
name
that you
of the
can remember
band.
that. That's,
Just that one Frank Kruger.
yeah,
He played out there a whole lot.
yeah. Now, let's see. Dad died in 1984. Was it
Yeah.
in 1984? Okay. And that is when, now Dad, the reason Dad had a problem and eventually he died was he slipped on the back porch. Didn't he slip on the back porch and do something to his hip or something?
Broke his hip.
Broke his hip? Was that what put him in the hospital?
Yeah,
Put him in the hospital, and then his memory really never came back, I
No.
think because of the anesthetic might have done something.
Yeah.
So it was like 6 weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, for 6 weeks I went there every day.
Yeah,
Sat with him until 9 o'clock at night.
yeah.
He went into coma.
Richard would take me to the hospital when he goes to work around 8 o'clock in the morning, and
He was in a coma for a long time.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when he passed away, Mom, you said, I lost my best pal.
yeah,
You remember saying that?
yeah,
Yeah, he was a good man.
he was a good
Yeah,
man.
yeah, he was a good
I guess
father.
everybody, women, what was I going to say now?
About Dad? A good man?
Think their husbands are.
Well, not all of them do, Mom. Not all of them, but a lot of us think that we've got good husbands. But he was not only a good husband, he was a good father.
But he was.
Worked so hard.
Yeah.
Worked so hard and had those terrible headaches.
Yeah, he'd go to
Work.
with a split and headache.
Yeah.
Oh, and he'd stand by the refrigerator and put his arm on the side of the refrigerator and stand there and just suffer with that headache.
And do you remember putting his eye over the flame on the stove to get the heat on his eye?
Bernie's light.
Oh. But you know what? That must have given him some relief because that heat would come up
That's why he held his face up.
Yeah. Oh.
When he put his legs just looked so funny.
Hey, if it works, that's all that's
And
important.
another thing, you know, he didn't want to retire. We made him retired.
Did you? I didn't remember that. I didn't remember that.
Yeah, Dimly Bridge.
Well,
Listen,
he wanted,
you worked long
he
enough,
wasn't,
now you stop working.
he wasn't getting along with Henry, his boss
Yeah.
out there, and I think he kinda wanted to
Mhm.
retire,
Yeah. Well, then he left Deering Printing Company,
Yeah,
and he went to International Harvester.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
that's where he retired.
You know, he was in the office to apply for that job. There were, I guess, about 4 or 5 men after that job, and he got it.
Yeah.
Cause he was
He
really
really-
smart in
He really
electricity.
knew. He really knew his
And then
business.
Richard comes in and helps him as
Yeah.
a helper.
Started working
He
there.
learned a whole lot, didn't you,
you
Rick?
know?
Yeah. He was a good teacher. He really taught you how he loved to dance.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he loved to dance.
I know.
That was the
Sunday morning, he'd go down in the basement and start playing the record player.
yeah. Yeah, he does.
I liked the dance, but I didn't like to dance.
Do you remember, Mom, him getting us up early when we were kids on Sunday morning and going to Mass?
Yeah.
And then coming back, and he always had kuka from Heitzman's Bakery.
Yeah.
Just on Sunday morning. I always remember that. I never figured out why we had to go to such early Mass. But he would get us up and take us all to church, you know? He was strong in his faith. He really, oh, I know he's in heaven. There's no doubt in my mind he's up there. But he's been waiting for her for how many years? over 20 years he's been waiting for you up
Died
there.
in 1904.
Yeah, he died in 1984.
84. I mean,
84, yeah, on New Year's
1984.
Eve. On New Year's Eve.
That was my year.
Yeah, you were,
1904.
yeah, that's right, you were born in 1904. Now, I want to test your memory because I always brag to everybody how you remember all your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. Okay, so it started out that there's Richard and Norma and Shirley and me. And then we all had children, okay?
Mhm.
So, Scott, do you know, we'll start with Scott.
Scott and Brian, Susan, and Craig.
Craig, okay, now,
Uh-huh.
Scott has children. Do you know Scott's children's names? His twins.
Oh, Madeline.
No, it's Matthew.
And
Matthew,
Al.
no, Matthew and Caroline.
Caroline.
Yeah, Matthew and Caroline.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, now how about Brian? He's got one girl. Do you know her name?
Who?
Brian and Betty
Oh,
Ann.
Betty Ann. Amanda.
Amanda. Okay, and then how about, who am I thinking of? Susan. Susan's boy.
Adam and Kyle.
Good job. Okay, now, how about Norma? Norma has had 2 children.
Stephen and Carol.
Okay, Stephen and Carol. Now we're getting to the hard part. We're getting to Shirley. Now you really got to test your memory here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Shirley had 9 children.
Yeah.
Can you name them all, Mom? Can you name all 9?
David, Paul, Mark, Dally, Angie, and Gina.
But you missed 2 of them. 2 of the older girls.
I missed 2.
You missed 2 of them. First there was David. Then I believe a girl was born. She lives down in Owensboro.
Oh, yeah, Karen.
Karen, and then there's another one. There's another one, and I'm not quite sure how she comes in the line. If Paul came next and then she came. You don't
Starts with
remember?
a L, Mom.
She's got 8 children.
Shirley.
No,
No. No.
it's Linda. Linda.
Linda, that's
Yeah,
right,
Linda.
that's right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So now let's see if you can remember their children. Okay, David has 2 girls.
Uh-huh.
Do you know their names?
Rachel and Anna.
Okay, so then is, I think Karen is the next born. Do you know Karen's children? I believe she has 2 girls.
Karen, Robin and LaDonna.
And LaDonna has a child.
Oh, she's got the names written down there, now what are
And
they?
you, I don't know, so if, you could probably tell me anything and I would know. Do you know this?
Heck, no, I don't
Well,
know.
we'll excuse you there, because that's getting down in the third generation, so. Okay, I think after, I'm not sure after Karen if Paul comes or Linda comes next. How about Paul? What about his children? Do you remember?
They are, he's one boy,
What is his name?
Jonathan.
Okay, and then we'll say Linda comes next. I'm not real sure how they come in the birth order. Now, Linda has 8.
Oh, gosh, I can't, I haven't been around Linda, you know, so.
You can't
No,
think
I couldn't name them.
could name her 8.
David, but I don't, if I'd see him, I wouldn't know him.
But how about, I think it was, who is the one that has the 2 children now? I want to say Shonda.
She's going to college now.
I can't think of her name now. That went right out of my head. But we'll
Going
come.
to college now. Stephanie.
Stephanie? No.
Stephanie.
She has a Stephanie?
Uh-huh.
I didn't think she had a Stephanie, but maybe she does. I don't
You
think.
mean Shirley? Yeah.
No, we're talking about Linda.
Oh,
Talking about
Linda.
Linda's children. You know what? I don't think I could name all of them down the line.
David and Stephanie is Linda's
Yes,
daughter.
it
There's a Mike, I think, too,
Is there
Mike.
a Mike?
Mike, yeah.
Yeah, see, I can't remember all her children.
I don't think I can.
Can't think of it. All right, what about, all right, who's next in line after Linda? Is it Mark? Would Mark be next?
No, I don't know how they come in.
Well, Mark's got, what is his name?
Yeah, he's Darla, Andrew, not Andrew. Oh, I know that myself. I know Mark's little boy's name. It won't come to me.
What time we gotta be out there, do you?
Not yet. Wait a minute.
I know his son is Aaron.
Well, that's who we're talking about.
Oh, I thought you said,
Mark's son.
Uh-huh.
Is it Aaron?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aaron.
All right, how about Dally?
Yeah. Alexander.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
John Alexander.
Does he have any more?
Jason.
Jason?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay, well, you want to pause this a minute? Because I'm going to have to put my, can you pause?